Hello. Um, Greetings from Vermont. Um, Today, I kind of thought that it was really important that I address the issue of self-worth and how we feed into a thought pattern about ourselves and we make our lives miserable. Um, and the way we do this is that little voice in our head that we're kind of born with. And when we're little and we're children um, and we're playing, and that's that voice that cheers us on, yeah, you're doing it, stacking blocks, yay, 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 you're doing it, look at you, you champ, when you're potty training, woohoo, yay. But as we get older, um, I don't know whether it's the influence of society, but we stop cheering ourselves on and we start to feed ourselves images of our opinions of ourselves that are not accurate. Um, and this negative self-talk, I want to say, like, for me, it started getting really, amped up in puberty and in the teenage, adolescent years when, you know, body shaming and whatnot was well, it still is relevant. So I always had that little voice that kind of like getting a little too cocky, and that voice would tell me what wasn't right, whether it was my hair was too curly or it just the negative self-talk. So then you add to that a situation like a stroke for me, and all of a sudden everything that you valued, that you thought you were even just so at, and you can't do it anymore. So then that negative self-talk attack, you're just daily bombs of you can't do that, you can't do that. And it feeds at you and it eats at you and it preys on your soul and it just sucks the life right out of you. And before you know it, you're your own worst enemy. You have created a person up here, and that's where she is, up there. She's not even remotely close to what society sees when they see her. They see strength, and they see courage, and they see fierce determination, and they see a survivor, and you see a victim. You see someone that has, spasticity in a hand, and you focus on all the, or I shouldn't say you because you don't know me and you don't judge me. Well, you can, it's okay. But I see all of my flaws, and I see them not as society sees them. I see them like they're under a microscope, and they're like so large that it's like it's got to be obvious. It's got to be obvious to everybody, but it's not. It's my own hang-ups. It's all up here. Everything. Like when I first, I'm going to be honest with you, when I first did a video for YouTube, I deleted the first 10, 15, I don't even know, because I was embarrassed. I'm like, I didn't realize my face does all of this twisting and one eyebrow, and then I didn't realize it because I had never seen it. Never. But it's real. It's what everybody else sees that I haven't been able to see. And it hurt really bad to see it. And, that whole, I just want to do this for the rest of my life. If I could walk through my life like this and show only my good side, the side that reacts, the side that's appropriate, it would be wonderful. That I can't go through life hiding. And I can't, and I don't want to. So I take my hand down. This is my reality. I have to accept that. I can't continue to beat myself up and hate this because this is me. If I hate this, I hate me. If I hate me, that anger, that hatred can't help but be put out into the universe. And that hatred contributes and fuels someone else's hatred and someone else's self-worth and someone else's. Because if I have any impact on this world, it has to start with me. It's like a ripple in the pond, I'm that little pebble, and how I react to being tossed into this situation is going to impact everyone, each layer out, each ripple in this little pond called life. We all affect everyone. What happens to me affects my husband. What happens to us as a couple affects our children. What happens to our children affects their schools. What happens to their schools affects their community. What happens to their community affects their state. What happens in their state affects their nation. And it goes and it goes. So yes, we're that little ripple in the pond that could lead to a tsunami of misery if we let it. But we can't. So here's the thing. I have decided to start a self-love initiative. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm telling you all right now that for every time I catch myself using negative self-talk, I have to immediately stop, flip the script, and say something positive in regard to the same issue. So I am going to say for every time that I look at my bat wing arms that I absolutely hate because I gained weight. I got larger than a 5-foot tall woman should. And I have now lost 144 pounds. What has that done? It's left me with excess skin. So I look at that, and the negative me says, I can't believe you got so big that you have that much excess skin on your arms. That's the negative me. That's the hurtful me. That's the gonna hurt me for a long time talk. I can't do that anymore. I have to say, wow, look at that. Look how much weight you've lost. There's the proof. Look at that jiggle in that arm. There's the proof. Look how much weight you have lost. Way to go. I'll tone it someday. I'll try. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. But I have to embrace it. It's me. For every scar that I have, it's a chapter in my story. And it's a story of survival. Yes, I have a C-section scar. Wow. It gave me the most beautiful daughter anyone could imagine having. So I have to learn now that what's going on up here matters, because what I'm doing up here is affecting my body. What I'm doing up here to myself, this mental torment that I put myself through for something that wasn't even my doing. I didn't want to have a stroke. I didn't want these deficits, but I have them. So am I going to focus on my disability, or am I going to focus on my abilities? It's just what I need to do for my own mental health, for the health of my husband, for the health of my children, for the health of my family, my community, and my world. I need to love myself so that I can love others. Because if I can't love me, how could I possibly love anyone else? So we've all had our crosses to bear. And some of us bear them more gracefully than others. But what I'm asking you all to do is to understand that you're not alone, but you can make yourself feel even more lonely if you put yourself in that solitary confinement, because you get yourself so wrapped up in all the negative that no one wants to be around you, because you don't even want to be around you. And you get out of that. You start to live. You start to embrace what's you, and embrace that, yes, something happened to you, but it's not who you are. It doesn't define you unless you let it. If you want your legacy to be, up, had a stroke, stopped living, stopped caring, turned into an asshole, if that's what you want, go for it. But you're going to be miserable and alone. Don't. If you want to say, okay, something horrible happened, I understand that. That's my lot in life. But I need to find a purpose in it. Find a purpose in anything and everything that you do. Your children will be better off. The world will be better off if you learn to love you, even what happened to you. Because along this journey, somebody's come into your life that wouldn't have otherwise been there. A nurse, a doctor, a caretaker. Somebody has come in and made a difference. Let them know that they have. But be the biggest difference in your life. You be the catalyst to your own well-being. You love yourself more than anyone could love you, because you have to. I'm learning, and it's a hard process, because I look in the mirror and sometimes I just want to scream. But sometimes I look in the mirror and go, man, you could have been dead. This is all because you lived. You survived. You're tough. You keep being tough. And just be everything. Be the cheerleader. You know, it's I see it all the time. You know, there's memes about, I need a life coach. I don't need a life coach. I need to be the coach of my life. What I need is a squad of cheerleaders. And there's not going to be a person out there cheering for me to be everything that I can be if I am nothing but bitter and angry, because I won't have cheerleaders. I will have people talking behind my back. I will have a judge and jury. I'll have judges. I won't have cheerleaders. I'll have judges. But be happy. Be upbeat. Be positive. Be inspirational. Be you. Live. And you are going to have more cheerleaders than you'll know what to do with. You'll have a life that has more people pulling for you to make it to the top than if you are just bitter and angry and resentful and hurtful. Love yourself. I know it's hard. I know sometimes you want to look at all that's been taken away. But try every day to find something that has been given to you. Find something that is a gift to you, even if it's something that may not seem much to anyone else. Wake up every day determined to love yourself and to not get caught up in negative self-talk. Pat yourself on the back for every accomplishment, no matter how small. Just love yourself enough to live a positive, purposeful life. You've been given a life to live. Please, for me, for you, for the world, live it. God bless.